Welcome to the Mom Self-Care Podcast, your safe space to finally focus on YOU. I'm Chari Twitty-Hawkins, your self-care coach for moms, praying wife, and mom of four. And I know that being a Christ-centered mom is such a beautiful calling, but it can be so draining. That's why it's important to make sure you are filling your own cup. On this podcast, we'll discuss practical, holistic self-care strategies to help nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Because a mama who fills her own cup pours that back into her family with true peace and joy. Tune in for honest conversations about motherhood and self-care because you matter too. Blessings, mamas, and welcome to the Mom Self-Care Podcast. I'm Chari Twitty-Hawkins, your host and self-care coach for moms. Have you ever gotten online and started scrolling and seen a post from a fellow mama and it made you feel some kind of way? And by that, I mean, maybe her kids are always have on these cute little outfits, or maybe they're making these perfect meals, or maybe mama is making these perfect meals all the time. And it made you feel some kind of way, such as, oh, why am I not doing that? Or why can't my children be like that? That can be very detrimental to your mental and physical health, especially if you do it very often. So this episode, I'm going to talk about the importance of letting go of that mom comparison, especially when it has negative effects, and how to shift your mindset. Because comparison can be good sometimes. Sometimes you need to say, okay, well, maybe I need to start doing that or stop doing that. I saw a post somebody posted online today, and she said her daughter sent it to her. And I loved it. I was like, yes. We need to be able to hear from our kids. And this guy, he was kind of role playing, and the daughter came in from school, I believe. And he said, all right, are you ready? Time to do your homework, time to do your chores. And she was like, Dad, can I have a break? And he was like, no. And then he said, you know what? When you get home from work, do you feel like being bombarded with all these requests? No. So learn how to give your children a break. So something like that, even though it was a father, that's something that I had to be reminded that, thank God, that we do our 15-minute. And if you haven't heard this on one of my past episodes, it was confirmation and reminder to keep doing. When we get home, there is a mandatory 15 minutes of quiet time for, yes, it helps my children. But I initially started that to help my sanity. So it was confirmation. So some comparison, like I said, it can be good. Like I was thinking, hey, am I doing that? Yes, I am. And if I wasn't, then that would be a checkup of Chari. Come on, you need to start doing it. Don't be doing your kids like that, okay? Because you wouldn't want to be done like that. So the negative effects of mom comparison can be when you see your mama doing something and you're like, okay, I need to start doing that. I'm not doing that as a mom. But think about what if, and you may say, take out the what if. But what if you're already overwhelmed? What if you're already stressed out? If you're not already burnt out, it could lead to that because you're trying to do these things that you're not already doing, but don't necessarily need to be done. So it's causing extra stress that you do not need in your life. And then you're also may start to feel self-doubt, like you're not good enough. Like I'm not doing all these things that she's doing or her kids are doing or that her family is doing. And you start to feel like you're not good enough. And you start to put all of this pressure on yourself that God never wanted you to have. He didn't want you to be like this mom or that mom or your kids to necessarily be like those kids. But he wanted you to be the most amazing mom that you can be uniquely. And he wants your children to be the best that they can be uniquely. So we have to be very careful about comparing ourselves. And then emotionally, you can start to feel jealous. And what if this is one of your friends and you start to feel jealous of her? And just like you're trying to do your best, right? Because sometimes we're just trying to make it through the day. She's just trying to do her best. Or whoever's on social media, just trying to do their best. But you start to feel jealous and like maybe resentment towards them when they are just trying to do their best. And also, this is just a reminder, especially on social media, what you see are highlights, whether they're negative or positive or both. They're just highlights. So you do not know everything that's going on with that family, with that mom. You do not know everything good, everything bad that's going on, just like they don't know everything good and bad that's going on in your home. So think about that when you start to hear that comparison, not like, Like Chari, Tasha, Tiffany, Joyce, you aren't good enough because she's doing this. You saw it online. Yeah, but there's a lot that's not online that you don't know about. You don't know the struggles. So just know that. But yes, you can start to feel jealousy. You can start to feel resentment, and you can start to feel discontentment with where you are with your experience as a mom. You may have been thinking, oh, I was doing good. You may have had a good attitude. And then you see this post, this video, this picture, and then all of a sudden you start to lose your joy that you were feeling. You start to lose that happiness you were feeling. So just be aware of if you start to feel any of these feelings when you're looking online or chilling with a friend or watching TV or listening to a podcast, whatever, make sure you're aware of when these feelings start to creep in and you know how to, as I'm about to share with you, how to shift your perspective. Some things you can do to combat the negative effects of mom comparison are to practice gratitude for your motherhood journey. Like for me, for instance, y'all, I can't believe my twins are about to be 15, y'all, 15. So just being appreciative that God has helped me and my husband to make it this far with them and with our youngest and with our oldest. Woo. Just showing gratitude, just simple things like they're alive, they're healthy. Because there was a time a few weeks ago when my son was sick, then he started to get better and my daughter was sick. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. So just practicing gratitude for the simple things. Limit social media if you need to, especially if you see a post and it starts to trigger you and you try to do something to feel better, but it doesn't work. It's okay to log off. It is okay to put that phone down, put that laptop down, especially with things like comparing it to the political atmosphere that's going on right now. A lot of people, including myself, have started to feel a lot of stress, even fear. And I had to say to myself, okay, Chari, you need to get off and you need to refocus. So do that. If you need to say, hey, let me close this. I do not need this right now because we know it can be addicting. But if you see one of those posts and it starts to trigger those, why can't, what if, why didn't I, why am I not, close it, take a break, and or learn how to scroll past. Learn how to scroll past. You can even, depending on the platform, you can also snooze certain things of certain people for a certain amount of time. So do that if you need to. Affirm your strengths. Speak your strengths. What are your strengths as a woman, as a mom? Are you patient? Are you understanding? Are you a good cook? Do you know how to sew? What is it for you? Are you super encouraging? There's so many different things, so many different gifts that we all possess. So affirm your gifts, affirm your natural abilities that maybe you take advantage of, or that you really think, oh, it's not that much of a big deal, but it really is a gift that you give your children, that you give your family every day. And then celebrate your wins. As I said before, big or small. Did they eat? Did you cook dinner and they ate it and it was good? Yes. Was it a pizza because you was tired and wore out? Let that guilt go and just say, hey, my kids ate. That's all that matters right now, because right now I'm just wore out mentally and emotionally, and maybe even physically. So be okay with that. Or celebrate your big wins. Did your child graduate from college or high school or get a scholarship? Whatever that is. Or did you? Did you get a raise at work? Did you get a new client for your business? Celebrate your wins, not just as a mom, but as a woman, because as I say, self-care is a holistic thing. So it's not just how can I be a better mom, but how can I be a better me? How can you be a better woman so that you can be a better mom, wife, employee, business owner, fill in the blank for you. And remember that God created you uniquely for your family. So it's no need for you to try to be a carbon copy of someone else. That will just cause burnout, frustration, resentment, and unnecessary stress. So know that, hey, yes, my home life may look differently, but it's supposed to. God created you uniquely. And remember what the Bible says about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God's masterpiece. Say it with me. I am God's masterpiece. Yes, you are God's masterpiece. So remember these things when you start to feel some kind of way, that's a phrase we use, or at least I do, feel some kind of way when you see a post from a fellow mama and you're thinking, why can't that be me? Why can't that be my children? Because it's not, and it's not supposed to be. We're all on a unique mothering journey, and that's okay. That's what makes life so wonderful, is that we're not all the same, because that would be boring. So remember to focus on progress and purpose rather than perfection. And share your thoughts with me on Instagram at CIC Inspire Me. Don't forget to save this episode, share with the mama you love, and leave a review if this blessed you. Until next time, take care. God bless. Thanks so much for joining me for the Mom Self-Care Podcast. I hope you feel inspired to make yourself a priority too. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Share this podcast with another mama you love and leave a review. Also, feel free to let me know what you would like to hear about in future episodes by visiting me on Instagram at CIC Inspire Me. Until next time, take some time to take care of YOU, because you matter too.